I am gonna be on my way back to New York tomorrow morning, or tonight, and I don't know, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna breathe a big sigh of relief because what a beautiful thing this has been.
Ariana Grande might have just pulled another scandal straight out of her sleeve, and this time it's not looking fixable at all. This isn't just some messy whisper floating around Stan Twitter either. We're talking fresh whispers, circulating screenshots, intense fan theories, and blind items leaking this year, all pointing to the same thing. People are side-eyeing hard and saying she may be cheating again, and the internet is not staying quiet about it. And let's talk about Ethan Slater, because allegedly things are not cute on his end right now. One minute he was the Broadway boy toy riding hard for Ariana online, and the next people claim he's packing up, going low contact and ghosting mutuals. Fans are already calling it karma and saying the vibes flipped fast. So yeah, let's break this down step by step, because the way this unfolded is messy, uncomfortable, and honestly wild to watch. Rewind to January this year, when the first blind item dropped and set everything off. That's when rumors started flying that Ariana was already emotionally done with Ethan. Allegedly, she had mentally checked out while still playing along in public. And let's be real, people noticed. The energy was off, the closeness felt forced, and insiders were already hinting that this wasn't going to last. Meanwhile, the blind items claimed Ethan was the one pushing hard to keep the image alive. He kept insisting on being seen together, showing up publicly and acting like everything was solid. Like, dude, we get it, you're in love, but the writing was right there on the wall. Even people close to the situation were saying this was heading straight for disaster, no detours. Imagine being in a relationship where you're the only one trying to convince the world it's fine while the other person is already halfway gone. That kind of imbalance hits the ego hard, and allegedly that's exactly what was happening behind the scenes. Awkward, painful, and very public too. As one comment put it, embarrassing, right? Fast forward to right after the SAG Awards this year, and this is where things started looking really strange. Apparently, Ariana went completely missing for almost an hour. No team, no Ethan, no explanation. And this is where the real tea started heating up because nobody seemed to know where she had gone. Ethan, according to the chatter, was running around trying to track her down and figure out what was going on. But when she finally showed back up, things didn't exactly clear up. There were two different names floating around as the possible person she was with, but neither situation was ever confirmed. Still, the mystery alone had fans raising their eyebrows and calling the whole thing shady. Now we're in February, and the pattern allegedly didn't stop. Another city, another appearance, and yet another moment where Ariana reportedly disappeared again. And this time, the rumor mill went into overdrive. The name being thrown around? Paul Mescal, who has been gaining serious attention lately and suddenly found himself dragged into the drama. If the whispers are true, people are saying this wasn't just emotional distance anymore. The speculation online is that Ariana may have been getting close to someone else while still publicly tied to Ethan. And let's be honest, fans immediately connected the dots because this wouldn't be the first time she's been linked to a fast-moving romance while another relationship was still in the picture. But what really sent social media into chaos was when Gracie Abrams' name entered the conversation. Reports claim she was convinced that something was going on between Ariana and Paul while Ethan was still involved. Fans couldn't believe the crossover drama, and the internet started treating it like quiet industry shade being thrown behind the scenes. And here's the part that makes everything feel even more awkward. The last time Ariana and Ethan were seen publicly together was at the Oscars, smiling, glowing, and acting completely in sync. But looking back now, people online are asking the same question. Was that genuine, or was it the final public performance before everything started falling apart? Turns out, yeah, that headline really did happen this year. Ariana Grande and Ethan Slater embrace inside the Oscars 2025 after gushing over each other on the red carpet. Super cute on paper, right? But we all know how these glossy public moments usually play out when something behind the scenes is already cracked. So now people are looking at that night differently and asking the real questions. Was Ariana already mentally done with Ethan long before the public caught on? Was she just buying time, waiting for the right moment to pivot? Or was this whole thing a slow motion blow up that everyone could see coming except them? Fans started connecting dots real quick, building timelines, comparing dates, and noticing patterns that didn't sit right. And here's where it gets even messier. If Ariana really was allegedly entertaining something with Paul Mescal, then people started revisiting the divorce timeline with Dalton. Remember how smooth and classy that split was supposed to be back in 2023? Everyone was told it was mutual, respectful, and drama-free. Nothing to see here, move along. Except, there was something. Ariana didn't actually file for divorce until February, months later. That's a long pause for a couple that supposedly had no issues. So why the delay? Why wait that long if everything was clean and calm? That part has fans raising eyebrows now, and then it gets even juicier. Some people are asking whether Dalton found out about Ethan before the paperwork was officially filed, because why else would Ariana reportedly agree to a settlement rumored to be over $1 million and include a non-disclosure agreement? That doesn't scream peaceful split to everyone watching. One comment that's been circulating said, "She paid him over $1 million and made him sign an NDA, of course. She cheated. She is a cheater and has always been one." That's not a proven fact, but it shows how intense the public reaction has become. And of course, fans brought up that song. You already know the one. "We Can't Be Friends." Suddenly, the lyrics are hitting different, and people are wondering if it's less art and more confession hiding in plain sight. The song that really had the internet side-eyeing her was the one Ariana kept promoting like it was some deep message to her fans. She framed it as being about boundaries, protecting her peace, and all that PR-polished self-love talk everyone's heard before. But fans were not buying it, not even a little. And honestly, it's easy to see why. One user flat out asked the question everyone was thinking. Is "We Can't Be Friends" supposed to be for her fans? Or is it actually aimed at her ex-husband? Because when she sings lines like, "I'll wait for your love and wait until you like me again," that doesn't sound like it's for a fan base. It sounds personal, very personal. People online were saying it felt less like a fan anthem and more like a breakup confession hiding in plain sight, and then it starts feeling familiar. Fans compared the energy to past breakup ballads, saying this didn't sound like a clean message of empowerment at all. It sounded unresolved, emotional, and low-key regretful. So naturally, people started asking how Ethan Slater even entered the picture in the first place, because the timeline is looking real messy. Ariana and Ethan met on the set of Wicked, and according to rumors, sparks flew fast. But here's where things get uncomfortable. Ethan was still married to Lily J at the time, and word going around is that Lily had no idea anything was going on behind the scenes.
And guys, after reading what she's had to say, I don't know how I feel about Ariana Grande. This is not looking good for her. In a piece for The Cut, Lily wrote, "I really never thought I would get divorced, especially not just after giving birth to my first child, and especially not in the shadow of my husband's new relationship with a celebrity. In this season of shock and mourning, over a year after the end of my marriage was made public, I deeply miss the life of invisibility I created for myself as a psychologist specializing in women's mental health."
Once she allegedly found out about the off-screen chemistry, the situation blew wide open. Fans did what they always do and started digging. And surprise, receipts came back up. One fan reminded everyone that way back in 2014, Big Sean's ex, Naya Rivera, publicly accused Ariana of interfering in her relationship. That made people ask the obvious question. Are we really shocked, or is this just history repeating itself? Because when you line it all up, Ariana's relationship history has always been surrounded by chaos. She dated Jai Brooks, then rumors claimed overlap with Nathan Sykes. She moved on to Mac Miller, then that ended. Next came Pete Davidson, right after his split from Cassie David. Seeing it all laid out like this, fans are saying the pattern speaks louder than any explanation ever could.
I wasn't gonna do jokes about this, but then my buddy told me, he's like, "Yo, I've recently heard that Ariana said she had no idea who you were and she just dated you as a distraction."
But hold up, because this part always makes people pause. After Mac Miller tragically passed, Ariana was already publicly with Pete Davidson not long after. To a lot of fans, it felt fast. Like really fast. And whether people want to admit it or not, that timing has always made some folks uncomfortable. It feeds into the bigger pattern people keep pointing out. Ariana moves from one relationship to the next with barely any space in between. No reset, no breathing room, just straight into the next chapter. So it's fair that people are asking, does she leave once the spark fades? Because if you look at the timeline, the gap between Dalton and Ethan wasn't even a full year. That's not a lot of time to fully heal or reflect. So now we've laid it all out. The questionable timelines, the blind items, the lyrics that feel way too specific, and a long history of relationships moving at lightning speed. And still, there are people defending Ariana like she's the one who got played in all of this. Yes, seriously, and to be fair, there is a reason for that. Ariana has always been open about her anxiety, PTSD, and mental health struggles. A lot of fans grew up seeing her as someone gentle, vulnerable, and resilient. Someone who survived trauma and still showed up. So when drama like this explodes, people don't want to believe she could ever be the villain in the story. One fan even said, "I know Ari is human and imperfect, but so many people have always looked up to her, especially because of mental health." And that's valid. Her whole image after Sweetener was built around healing, self-love, and surviving hard things. That era shaped how people see her to this day. But here's where things start getting uncomfortable. People are now asking if this is really just bad luck in love, or if there's a pattern everyone keeps brushing past. Some fans took it a step further and said, she may not cheat directly, but she's been the other woman multiple times. And that's the question hanging in the air. Once is a mistake, twice might be coincidence. But when the same situation keeps popping up again and again, people start wondering if it's really accidental every single time. So now people are asking the uncomfortable questions. Is Ariana someone who's easily manipulated because she craves attention, validation, and acceptance? Or is she knowingly stepping into messy situations again and again? Because this isn't just a spicy hot take anymore, it's turning into a full-on character breakdown that fans can't stop dissecting. Think about it for a second. Is she just unlucky? Constantly falling for emotionally unavailable or already taken men? Or does the chaos itself start to feel familiar, even comfortable? Because there's a big difference between getting misled once and repeatedly ending up in the same type of situation over several years. Let's be real for a moment. Being the other woman one time because you were lied to can happen. It's unfortunate, but it's human. But when similar situations keep popping up with different men over time, people start noticing the pattern. And once a pattern forms, it's hard to ignore, no matter how much talent or charm is involved. And that's not even where the conversation stopped. One comment in particular grabbed the internet by the throat and refused to let go. This wasn't just gossip, it read like a full therapy session dropped in a comment section. A fan admitted she used to strongly dislike Ariana and even called herself a former hater. Then she flipped the script. She said she recognized something familiar in Ariana's behavior because she saw it in herself. Now, paraphrasing her words, she explained that she used to stay in relationships she didn't even want, simply because she was scared of being alone. Instead of ending things honestly, she would cheat, almost hoping her partner would catch her and end it for her. That confession made people pause because when you line it up next to Ariana's timeline, the similarities feel eerie. With Mac, she moved on quickly. With Pete, things ended just as fast after the engagement drama. Then came Dalton, followed by Ethan. And now, this year, there have been blind items since January claiming she was already emotionally checked out while being linked to other men at the same time. Allegedly, Paul Mescal, a mystery person during the SAG Awards disappearance, and possibly others fans haven't even connected yet. And instead of clean breaks, it keeps looking like overlap, confusion, and unfinished endings. Whether that's fear of being alone or comfort in chaos, people are saying the pattern is getting harder to explain away. Like, hello, this take might have just cracked the entire Ariana matrix. One fan basically said Ariana could be subconsciously cheating as a way out, not because she wants to hurt anyone, but because she's terrified of being the one who pulls the plug. And honestly, that cuts way deeper than anyone expected from what started as a gossip thread. If that's true, then it flips the whole narrative. Instead of being calculated or cruel, it paints a picture of someone avoiding confrontation at all costs. Someone who lets things implode instead of saying, "I'm done." And that explanation has a lot of people sitting back and rethinking everything they thought they knew about her. So here's the real question. Does Ariana even understand loyalty the way most people do? Is this another case of serial overlap? Or has this relationship with Ethan officially hit the point of no return? Because fans are watching closely, and a lot of them are genuinely shaken by how messy this has gotten. Is she trapped in yet another love triangle? Or is this the final chapter for her and Ethan for real this time? And if this pattern keeps repeating, can it really all be blamed on bad timing and misunderstandings? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's break this down together. Hit like if this whole situation surprised you, share this with someone who's following the drama too, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss what comes next. And as always, I'll see you on the next one.